What's up, everybody? It's that time of year. It's fall fishing. The water's cooling down. I just want to get on here and kind of go over my top 5 baits that I throw in the fall time, and I'll cycle through all of these at any given time, and a couple of these depending on what the weather conditions are. But so let's get into it. The first one I'm going to throw, and a lot of people think that you can't throw these when the water temperature gets at like 65 to 60 degrees, is a buzzbait. Works awesome in low light conditions, morning, dusk, and also if you're not throwing one of these buzzbaits, grab yourself a Whopper Plopper. This is a Chopo 90, I want to say. It's a little bit louder than these buzzbaits. So one of the things with these guys is you can throw them all day. You can throw a buzzbait all day too, but these just seem to catch a little bit more throughout the day than what a buzzbait does. So don't ever go away from your top water. It's a great time to throw a buzzbait. Those fish are up shallow, 4 or 5 feet deep. You run a buzzbait across the top of that water, more often than not, they're going to smash it. So there's different kinds you can get. This one's a non-skirted with a horny toad on it. I like not using a skirt because it's not as bulky, and the fish kind of see this toad a little bit better. But there's a million on the market that you can use. This is kind of a big one. If you're on a smaller body of water where the fish are a little bit smaller, you might want to downsize a little bit. But this is the one I use on the lakes most of the time. But so your top water, obviously. The next one I throw is obviously a spinnerbait. This is going to be good up until the water gets really, really, really cold. You can slow roll these, or a really good trick right now this time of year is to burn this as fast as you can over that water column, and it obviously imitates a fleeing bait fish. So spinnerbait's always going to be good for you. Depending on what, these are willow blades. You can go with a Colorado blade. It'll make a little bit more displace a little bit more water, but I like the willow blades. Some people like the Colorado blades, but it's personal preference. And obviously you're throwing a spinnerbait, you kind of want to try to match a hatch with whatever bait fish you have in the water. So this is just kind of like a pearl bait fish color with a small Kitech trailer on it. The third bait is obviously a crankbait. This is I don't know if you can see that. This is a real tiny one. It's almost like a mini square bill, and it's pretty small. So the bait fish this time of year are usually not so big, but you can play around with different sizes and see. This is kind of like a perch color crankbait. Here's a little bigger version of kind of like a baby bass. So you can cycle through different size crankbaits, but those bass being up shallow, you run a crankbait 4 or 5 feet deep. A lot of times when you're reeling that crankbait, reeling, just kill it. And a lot of times when you kill it, that's when you're going to get bit. So throwing a crankbait, try to vary your retrieves. A lot of people just throw crankbait out there and wind and wind and wind and wind. That's fine, but sometimes they want to see that fish die, and then that's when they'll smash it. But so crankbaits are really, really, really good this time of year, up shallow. The fourth one is obviously a Swimbait. This is like a 3-ounce head with a Kitech, I think it's a 3-something paddle tail Swimbait in green pumpkin. You can try obviously different colors with this. You can try like a bait fish color or something, but I always like something more natural. Green pumpkin, a lot of black and blues work good right now, time of year. A lot of times it's overcast. They'll really hit that black and blue. And the last and final one is obviously get yourself a jig. This is kind of a finessey football head jig. You see how it has like the skirt on the top of the football head. And obviously a little trailer. This one's finessey because, you know, if you look at the skirt, it's not real bulky. It's trimmed out. So I usually like to finesse it a little bit this time of year. A lot of times they don't want a big bulky skirt and a trailer. So if you get a jig that's really bulky on the skirt, you can just trim some of those up, lighten it out a little bit, and put yourself on a smaller trailer, and you should be good to go. And in that category, obviously, I'm going to have a chatterbait. This is a jackhammer. This is a golden shiner. A lot of the reservoirs I fish up here in central Pennsylvania have a lot of golden shiners in it. So when this jig isn't working, try this jig. This is going to get you a lot of reaction bites. So, and the bonus one that I didn't really put on here is a jerkbait. And I always keep a jerkbait tied on this time of year. It really shines, but you know, it's hard to keep it down to 5 baits. It's pretty tough, but for the most part, your Topwater crankbaits always have a spinner bait tied on this time of year, and obviously your jigs. So hope you like this video. Subscribe to the channel. Hope you like it, and hopefully you guys are successful out there on the water this fall. So tight lines to you, and happy fishing.